Hey everybody, this is Antone from Antone Outdoors. Today I've got something special planned. There is an old abandoned train tunnel south of Duluth. It's near Ely Peak, if you guys have ever hiked there before. And I'm gonna go down there and check this train tunnel out. It's like 520 feet. It's been closed down for many, many years. It was built in 1911. And I have been to it once before. It was summertime when I was there. I've never seen it in the winter. I thought we could go down there, hike back to it, check it out, and see what it's all about. So anyway, we'll see you on the trail in a little bit. Okay guys, we're here at Shortline Park. This is where you need to go. 2270 Becks Road. This is considered Duluth still here, Shortline Park. That's where you need to go to get to this trail. Now it's been a while, so hopefully I get back there and can figure this out fairly quickly. Now I know that when you're looking up the tunnel online, a lot of people have a hard time finding it, and I can understand why. It is a little tricky over here. I'll show you the sign here for the park. All right, does it even show? There's the DWP trail, and we're looking for the DWP tunnel. So let's get back there and try to figure it out. Now, if you guys have not hiked Ely Peak, which is back here as well, I highly recommend it. It can be a little bit of a hike as far as elevation, rocks, things like that. It can be a little tricky getting up there. So if you have some mobility issues, doing Ely Peak might be hard. But if you're able to do a moderate, I think that's what it's considered on all trails, is moderate. If you're able to do moderate hikes, it's amazing. You get to the top, it's got really great views. So I highly recommend doing it. So we're getting kind of close to the J. Cook State Park. We're kind of close to that. If we would have kept heading south, that's where we would have ended up. All right. Now, I don't know if it's accurate, but my car was saying it was 47 degrees on the way here. I don't know if you guys follow my channel. For you viewers that do, you'll know that I went to, where'd I go? I went to Michigan the other day, and I stopped at one of my favorite all-time stores, Stormy Cromer. There's my Stormy Cromer hat, and I left my spikes in the store. So they were kind enough to send them back to me, but I haven't received them yet. Okay, so the reason I'm bringing that up is today I could use my spikes. This is what we're looking at today. Kind of terrain. We got to climb this hill here. And I'm a little congested right now. So breathing is a little bit harder than normal. All right, let's hope I don't fall. Yeah, I sure wish I had my spikes today. Boy, they would be handy. I accidentally wore them into the Stormy Cromer store, and I realized it once I walked in, and they have a tile floor, and I didn't want to scratch up their floor, so I hurried up and took them off, and for some reason I set them on the counter. Just trying to figure out the best way to do this. Boy, is it slippery, guys. I'm gonna quit filming here till I get to the top. Okay, I made it up the hill. I didn't fall. I got to the top of the hill and I came to this trail. I could either go left or right. And it doesn't say which way to go. So I'm kind of winging it going to the left because I kind of think it's over here around this corner, but I might be wrong. If I see somebody back here hiking, I'll ask. Super pretty back here. Real rocky. I might have to go down that hill on my butt. It was slippery. Super slippery. All right, this didn't do what I thought it was gonna do. And All Trails isn't saying where the tunnel is. It just tells you how to get around back here. Yeah, I wonder if it's... I bet you it's behind us. We'll go a little forward still, but I think it might be behind us. So it's the DWP tunnel, and we are on the old DWP train tracks right now, so be hard to miss. There's the Stone Age trail. I've been on that before. You can see it doesn't get used very much, but I have been on it in the summer. Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. I really think it's this way. Okay. Yeah, I've only been to it once and it is tricky to find. So I'll agree with the people online. If you don't know this area like the back of your hand, it's definitely a tricky thing to find. I know I'm parked in the right parking lot to get to it. I mean, you can get to it from a lot of different ways if you know the trail system, but I'm at the closest parking spot to the trail, to the tunnel. This has been good for my lungs. I'm breathing better now that I'm out using them. My favorite coffee shop has been closed for the last month. They take some time off every year, and they reopened and I finally got to go back. So shout out to Dream Cloud Roasters in Two Harbors. They're right on Lake Superior on the old scenic highway. Most of the time when I go in there, I just ask him to make me whatever he wants to make me, and it's always amazing. Right now we're heading towards Ely's Peak as well. I definitely am not going to try to do that without spikes. That would be a bad idea. There's areas where you got to get on all fours to get up the rocks and stuff, and yeah, it's going to be all icy up there. All right, that's where we came from. Okay, so I've been walking for a while, and the trail is starting to turn to the left. I'll show you here. And then where it's turning into, it's the big face of a hill over there. So maybe this is where our tunnel is going to be. Seems like it's turning right into the hill, so. I don't know what's going to happen up ahead. I wish I knew these trails better. It still seems like it's turning into that hill, so I think we have a chance that we're on the right path here. I mean, it's gotta be up here. There's no other way this trail can turn or do anything. Yep, okay, we found it. Okay, so when you park at that little parking spot I showed you guys, you go in, you go up to the hill, you gotta go left or right, go right. And that'll take you to this. All right, so we made it, awesome. Look at that big face of that rocky hill up there. The DWP, which stands for Duluth Winnipeg Pacific Train Company. If you guys can see this, there's chains and stuff with carabiners for climbing. So people come back here and climb this rock. All right, whoa, glare ice. All right, we're going in here. It's gonna get pretty dark. I'm looking at my screen though, and this camera picks up light pretty darn good. And way up there around the corner, I can see light again already. People have been back here spray painting. See what the other side looks like up here. And I see carabiners hanging on this end too. So yeah, they come back here and do some climbing. A little mini waterfall. I think I read this was built in 1911. I kind of forget, but somewhere around there. I think it was, they started it in 1910 and finished it in 1911. I don't know when it was last used, but it's obviously been a while. Yeah, they're climbing all the way up this side here. There's carabiners on those chains all the way to the top. Okay, guys, that's the train tunnel. Maybe we'll go back through. We'll go back through. Oh yeah, there's carabiners all the way in here too. Wonder why there'd be these in here. How would they be climbing that part? I guess I'm not a rock climber. I don't know how that works. Coming from this way, it's much more lit up. Can you imagine the train coming through here? Coming around this corner. Be kind of fun. I've mentioned it on here before, but my dad and grandpa both retired from the railroad, so the railroad has a fond place in my heart. I used to go down to the railroad as my grandma would take me to see my grandpa and dad working when I was just a little kid. And it was so exciting. I think this side has the bigger opening, but the other side has more light. Just depends on where the sun is, I guess. Okay, guys, that was it. We hiked back to the tunnel. We did what we set out to do. It was super cool. It is super cool. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Everybody get outside if you can. Stay safe. See you later.